everybody, HuskerzGBR, Rich here, bringing you another video. And today I wanted to talk about the different types of motorcycles. At least in my eyes, you know, I'm sure I'm gonna miss some of them, but I just had a user or a subscriber requested video to go over the different types of motorcycles and my thoughts and opinions and beliefs on them. So we'll start things off with sports bikes. Obviously that is what I ride. I have a 2007 Suzuki GSXR 600, the blue and white version, if you couldn't tell already or haven't been subscribed for that long. And sport bikes are definitely my bike of choice. If I had to have one motorcycle to make myself happy, if I still was living in the city, I suppose it's something else to throw out there before I get into this, it would definitely be a sports bike. Sports bikes to me, I love their look, the flowing lines of them. I like that they're fast, you know, the acceleration. Most motorcycles already have that, you know, they're quicker and accelerating than cars and things like that. But, you know, sport bikes, they're kind of like the Formula One of motorcycles, and you have MotoGP. That's you know, essentially the Formula One of motorcycles. And you don't see cruisers or supermotos or enduros doing MotoGP. It would be a pretty funny video actually if they were to give Rossi and Lorenzo and all those other guys some supermotos and have them go around the track. I think that could be really, really awesome to see, but it's not going to happen, unfortunately. At least I don't think it will. So that's it on sports bikes. I think it's, you know, they're my bike of choice. But again, I should also state that I have respect for every motorcycle out there, every type of motorcycle, even the ones I don't go over, because I'm probably going to forget something, as well as all the people who ride them. So every type of motorcyclist. And I suppose after sports bikes, the bike I would probably go with is actually a cruiser. I would go with the cruiser. I have had a spot in my heart for quite a while for the Victory Hammer S. And it's kind of more like a muscle cruiser, muscle chopper maybe. I mean, I know my terms aren't exact, but I think you know what I'm talking about. You know, go look it up if you haven't seen one already. But it's just it's a type of bike that the lines on it just flow really, really well. It's comfortable to sit on, has tons of power. You know, it's quick, it's easy to handle. I've actually ridden one at the Victory test rides and stuff like that my dealers have had in the area. And I loved it. So if I were to have a cruiser to make me happy, it would definitely be the Victory Hammer S. And I know probably know more people that actually ride cruisers than I do sports bikes, at least in the real world. So I have, again, you know, a ton of respect for them and what they do and that style of bike. That's not, you know, there's no bad relations between me and the cruisers whatsoever. So that's something I also pride myself on. And the cop is not coming after me. All right, that's a plus. But anyways, see if he changes it. Nope. All right, but that's it, I suppose, on cruisers. You know, they're fun, they're comfortable, but they're not my cup of tea. All right, well, after cruisers, I suppose the next bike that I will talk about are the supermotos, or I'm gonna group enduros in with them. You know, the bikes that you see Jake riding, and some other popular vloggers. And those bikes I think would absolutely be awesome. If I lived outside the city and had more time to ride, I would love to have one and, like, let's say go flying through this field over here, you know, jump the terraces, do all that type of stuff. I'd be a lot more comfortable learning how to stunt and do wheelies because there's not that much damage that can be done to those bikes. Light, they handle great. They're cheap too, and they'd be a great starter bike in my opinion. That'll teach you a lot of other things. The fact that you can ride them off-road in the dirt as opposed to just on concrete is another huge plus in my mind. Again, if I lived out in the country, I would probably have one of those with all the gravel and sand and rock roads, things along those lines. That was exciting. So we got the sports bikes, we got the cruisers, we have the enduros and stuff like that, and then lastly I'm going to say scooters or really small motorcycles, pit bikes, stuff like that. They definitely have a place in my mind. So, you know, scooters in my mind, they're the answer, I guess, to, you know, congestion on the roads, to high fuel costs, to get out of having a smart car, an electric car. You know, use very, very, very minimal gas. So I think that their purpose, at least in my eyes, is a way to keep costs down while still having fun and not limiting yourself to other styles of vehicles that, whether it's electric or hybrid. And the big thing with those is the higher cost. A scooter's cheap, even with expensive gas. A scooter will always probably something cheap, use and maintain. and just to keep up and running. That's it for this video, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed. Again, just to recap, you know, I ride a sports bike. They're my favorite, followed by cruisers, followed by supermotos and enduros, and lastly scooters. They all have a place in the world, that's for sure. And I suppose we're just gonna call it quitsies now. See you later, guys.